Alrighty, so here is where I believe the footwell module is, right behind this cover. We've got, what is it? One Phillips head. I do believe that this kick panel also needs to come off. That's 3 Phillips heads there. And there's probably a light as well. So when you pull this down, slowly pull it down and double check for wiring. Disconnect whatever you gotta disconnect. Alright, so I believe it's just 3 bolts, and we'll use our little tool, turn on our light. Let's just slowly work this guy out. Oh yeah, I see a speaker, wiring. So I'll disconnect this light connector. Okay, there's one. And let's see here. What's going on? Oh. Carefully. All right. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, you can. So we've got this little speaker wire here. So you just got to be very careful on these guys. I'm going to try to wedge this flathead underneath the backside and pry it upwards. Or, there we go. And there we go. So one connector here, one there for the light, one there for the speaker. Set that off to the side. And now we have access to get to our side trim here. All right, now onto this little Phillips head here. This is your hood latch, and that just pops straight out, and it just goes in only one way. That little guy locks in there, so you can't mess that up. So we'll put that together here. Next part is you got to pull this weather stripping, and that frees up module here. And we have another Phillips head right down here. Get that guy out of the way. All right, now we're loose. So this is where it gets really tricky. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Right down here, this trim piece goes underneath the door sill, so you gotta be very careful. So I usually pop the upper part out first. And then I do the lower part. This is, I believe, held in with some pop rivets or snap type of deals. So get get behind it with a wedging tool, prying tool. And you'll know when you got it. Feel. Let me just double check and make sure that there are no more. Yeah, I can feel it. It's right in this area. Not very fun to pop these off. Kind of scary because you don't want to break anything. Let's see here. No, that's not working. Boy. Should be able to get in there with the back of your hand. Okay. I think we're... Gosh, I don't want to break it. So I'm actually going to pop up this door, the door sill plastic here, which you can't see me doing, but it should just come straight up. There's another one down there. One second. Try to slide it. Yep. So slide it forward like this towards the seat and lift up, and that gets the bottom clip out. And there is another. So these clips slide into here, and they're supposed to pop out, but they do not like to pop out easily. So with this kick panel removed and the carpet off to the side, you can see the FRM module. You have one connector on the front, and one down there, and one a little bit higher up in the back. You got a 10mm plastic nut here, and let's see if I can, probably can't see it. There's another one right up on the top. You'll feel it with your fingers because you cannot get to it. Cannot see it here on the camera, but that is the location of your FRM module. Very simple to take these guys off. You got to push down on this black portion, and this guy lifts up. Let me see if I can do this one one-handed for you guys. So push down on the black portion. I don't think I can do it. My hand's in the way anyways, but let's see here. What I mean by that is push down on that and then lift up on the gray clip. After you do that, it's pretty much impossible to do it one-handed. I think I pushed that black clip in enough. Let's see if I can lift this up. Let me get it underneath. Yep, there we go. And as you lift up on the gray clip, you can see it comes right out. And it's real simple to get back in. Just start pushing it in. Boom, locks in. You heard it lock. You're good to go. So I'll work on getting this thing out and Just due to space restraints, I cannot back probe any of those wires. And the style of connector, you see we have the plastic here. We cannot get a T-pin or a back probing tool back in there. We can pierce the wire if we take off this bundle, but I don't really want to do that. We'll just unplug it and find out our pins where power and ground is. And we will check that way. There is a 10mm right in that area that we will pop off. There's one on the bottom and one on the top. I usually take the bottom one all the way out. The upper one I just slightly loosen, and then I can pull the module down and out. And I'll show you why once I get it out. Basically, the mounting point on the module allows you to do that. It allows it to slide. It's not a, enclosed circle. So there's one. And the other one is up top. It's basically going to be all feel. So like I said, just a couple of turns, slightly loosened up. For these clips, I'll just use this prying tool, but you press in on the black part and then you lift up on the white locking tab and that guy pulls out. So we will pull out that front one, and now the module should be able to come straight down and out. So lift. And if it doesn't, take that upper nut all the way off, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing on this one. So give me a second here to get this guy off. Wow, these ones aren't so friendly, like the 3 Series. You got this little footrest in the way, so you can't go very far down. So I'm just going to get this upper plastic nut all the way off. Alright, so that guy's off. There we go. Wiring is tucked in there pretty good. Okay. Might end up disconnecting those two rear ones. Yeah, let's do that. So they are just like this front one, where you push down on this. This is in the lock position. You push down on the black part, lift up, and that kicks the connector out. I don't know if you guys can see them in your shot right now, but I just got one of them out. Let me work on the other one. All right. So there we are. As you can see, hopefully, this is a FRM 3R E70 AHL. There's the part number 399. So we'll just do a visual inspection on the pins. I don't see any corrosion. I don't see any evidence of water intrusion. This all looks pretty good. And yeah, we don't have a lot to work with on these wires. I was hoping to be able to just back probe the connectors, but as you can see, they have, you can take these parts off, but we are just going to have to gently front probe the powers and grounds, just to make sure that we're getting it all the way to the module, and then we can condemn the module. All right, so let me see if it'll focus in on the Varus. Got the digital volts DC showing here, and let me see if I can show you guys here. So we have pin 1. Let's see what the power is. We've got 10.4 on pin 1. We also have power on pin 3. Got 7.8. I'm sorry, 8. Let me double check my ground here. I may not have a good ground. Let's see. Let me go to the DLC connector. I'm not sure which pin has power, and it could be my back probing tool that's not. Yeah, 11.3. Let me get a different back probing tool here, 1 second. All right, so I'm back with the yellow one. Let me go back to this connector and gently front probe. Okay, that's better. 11.4. I think the battery's slightly low. Let's go to pin 3. 11.4, good. So power and power are present on those two pins. We should also have power coming in on pin 34, which is a red and violet. And I believe that's on this other connector. 34. 1 second here, let me find it. Okay. Gently front probing. My front probe might be too big for this guy. See if I can touch the side of it. Sorry, guys. Okay, there we go. I believe that was it. And looking at the wiring diagram, we have one more power, red and green, pin 2. Check that one here real quick. Yep, power coming in. Uh-oh. Did you just shut off? Yeah, I think the snap-on just shut off. I don't think it likes the position it's in right now. So we know I have power. Let me reboot this guy. Give it a sec and we'll check our grounds. Okay, so we're gonna go to the traditional test light. And so what I've done here is I actually have a very small probe, which I'm able to front probe that connector. I am on the pin 47 ground, and the other end of my test light is connected to my power probe. And when I apply power to the test light, since we have a good ground through that connector, we have a lit up test light, which verifies a good ground on that pin. And now we will move on to the other grounds. Okay. We have pin 18 is a ground. And I believe it's on the other connector here. So let me pull that guy out. Let's get over to 18. And there's numbers. So we're starting at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And all the way on the end, it's labeled 19. So if we go into that second one there, that should be 18. We'll just gently pop it in. Connect this where you guys can see it, hopefully. And I will... Okay, so that must not be it. Or we don't have a ground. Let me go back over to this other connector and try number 18 on this guy. 1 second. Okay, there we go. We're connected. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right. So we were on the wrong one that first time. We have ground there. And let's see here. $18 and number 33. Number 33. 33 is this big guy right here on the edge. So let me just, oops. I don't know if that one's gonna stay. There we go. Let me get it up here so you guys can see it. Hopefully I'm in the shot, applying power, and we have a good ground. So right there, we've gone through and verified good powers and good grounds coming to this module. We have a couple of different options at this point. We can go to the dealer and get a brand new module, FRM3. I don't know how much they cost. I've never purchased a new one. I imagine 500 to 1,000 in that range. We can buy a used one as close to the same part number as possible and reprogram it in. Or we have a third option, and that's the one we're going to do today. We're going to open this up and read the EEPROM chip, because essentially what's happened is we have corrupted EEPROM data, and there is actually a TSB out from BMW. These are constantly failing because of, I've heard jump starting a battery, you know, for using your BMW, jump starting another car, or letting your battery on your vehicle go too low corrupts the data on the EEPROM chip. So I'm gonna plug in to my programmer and I will show you guys how to do it.